On today's episode of the Habitz podcast, we've got Stuart Clark from Russell & Russell, and he'll be sharing with us his good habits when it comes to business accountancy. So thanks for joining us, Stuart. First things first, what qualifies you to be our guest expert when it comes to accountancy for business?
So I'm the Managing Director at Russell & Russell Business Advisors and Chartered Accountants. We help our clients to grow their business. I've been an accountant for 16 years, and we focus on being proactive and helping our clients take home more of what they earn. Last year, I did a review of our clients, and on average, I saved them £24,000 a year in extra take-home pay or corporation tax savings.
Now, we spoke off camera, and I imagine with a lot of people that come to you for advice, you see a lot of things that people can get wrong. I know I'm guilty of a few things. So what are some of the bad habits that some businesses do have when it comes to accountancy and paying tax?
So yeah, often the focus is to pay as little tax as possible. Sometimes when I'm sitting down with potential clients and asking them how they did last year or what their profits were, they say, oh, we tried to minimise the profits, so we didn't want to pay any tax. And I kind of think that's crazy. You're limiting the growth of your business. There's only one worse thing than paying tax, and that's paying no tax at all because your business isn't successful.
So I have always thought, you're trying to pay the correct tax, but you want to try and pay as little tax as possible. So what do you mean by that?
So there's lots of ways legally to minimise your tax. Things like having your mobile phone through the business. Electric cars at the moment are more tax efficient, and so you could put that through the business, and it's a really tax efficient way rather than taking out salary or extra dividends. And then how you remunerate yourself as well. Things like salary and dividends is a way to be tax efficient. And also pension contributions can help reduce your corporation tax liability and help you to save for the future.
So I am guilty of this myself, where you just pick John's dad who knows an accountant, or you pick the accountant that's just down the corridor or just around the corner from you. Is that a bad habit that a lot of businesses do seem to have, especially when you speak to them?
Yeah, unfortunately, they want to stick with someone they know, but they're not necessarily getting the right advice. And it's getting that balance. You want to be with someone that you like and trust, but you can't always just take... I think what happens with accountants is they take what the accountant says at face value. It's that kind of white coat syndrome with doctors. So if you went to the doctors and you kind of sit there and they spouse out to you and say, this is what's wrong with you, and then you kind of go, any questions? And you go, no, and you just leave. And then once you've left, you've got 20 questions, and you've got that white coat syndrome. You forget to ask them when you're in front of them. And I think that happens with accountants. People will ask their accountant something, they'll give an answer saying this is better or that's better, but they won't really give a detail as to why. So we're focused on trying to educate our clients, and so they understand you're ultimately the director of the business. You're the one that's responsible. You're the one that's signing off on these accounts, signing off on the tax planning. So I don't want to say, oh, well, make this payment just because X, Y, Z or because it's better. I want to say this payment, if we do this way and structure it that way, it's going to allow you to do X, Y, Z and achieve your goals and hit your targets. And so it's about helping you to understand, because it is a complex area. I think it's over 14,000 pages of tax law, and different taxes that don't interact in the same way.
And what would the final bad habit be that you see many businesses do?
I think it's running their business from their bank account. So they look at their bank account, they might have 100 grand in there, and they go, brilliant, I'll go and spend that, and forgetting about the upcoming liabilities. And the only time they maybe look at the year-end accounts is 9 months after the year-end, once the account has prepared them. So they're looking at information that's maybe 21 months out of date. And again, that doesn't allow them to make any changes to grow the business. If there's something going wrong in that first month, they've got their pricing wrong, for example, and they've got their margins all wrong, that's 21 months later before they notice it's incorrect. So they might be actually winning more business and increasing the turnover, but actually their profits decreasing.
So what would be your 3 good habits or top tips that small businesses should be doing if they want to be managing their finances and their taxes better?
So I think not being afraid of paying tax, as I said, paying taxes should be a good thing, should be a positive. You've had a successful year, but it's being able to set that money aside and know what your tax liabilities are in advance. So there's a few things that you can do with that. One is work with your accountant to work out roughly what your past liabilities are, and then you can start to set aside money each month. You've got 9 months after the year end to pay corporation tax, and your VAT's payable each quarter. So you've got time to start to save in advance and put money aside. And if there's anything extra in that fund at the end of the year, then brilliant, that's money you can reinvest and or take out as a dividend or take as a bonus, and it's a wee bonus at the end of the year. The second one is run monthly management accounts. So then you know what your profits are for the year, how your business is performing, and you can start to understand your numbers and improve them. Quite often you hear people saying, I want to grow my business, but they don't actually know where they are. If they're sitting down with their accountant 9 months after the year end, that's the first time they're finding out what their accounts look like.
Yeah.
And even then, they probably look at the profit and the tax figure. So if you're running your monthly management accounts, you'll know what your profit is year on year. If you said, I don't know, in January now, so people are saying, I want to, at an excessive Christmas, I'm going to lose weight. The first thing you do is you take your weight at the moment so you know what your starting position is.
Yeah.
And it's the same with your management accounts. You need to get something at the moment. What's your baseline? And start to measure that monthly or quarterly so you can improve on that. And the third way to make that easier is to use a tool like Xero. It's cloud-based. Your accountant can sign in at the same time. They can see the same information you can. They can make adjustments. And it just makes the bookkeeping process a whole lot easier. There's things, add-ons to it like Receipt Bank and HubDoc and Clio and Soldo that make invoice and expense capture a lot easier. So it means when it comes to your accountant doing your tax planning before the year end, they know what your profits are. They know how to structure it most tax efficiently because they've got real live data rather than information that's out of date.
So there'll be some people listening to this that don't have managed accounts, they don't use Xero, and they don't have separate bank accounts, and they're proactively putting their tax aside as the months go by. And they might be thinking, it sounds like a lot of work to do and I don't know where to start. So where could people find you if they wanted to talk about setting this up?
Either check out our website, which is growyourbusiness.co.uk, or you can find me on LinkedIn, Stuart Clark, Russell & Russell Business Advisors.
So if you want to get your taxes straight and streamline your business and have a better snapshot of where you are currently, don't forget to check Stuart out and join us next time for some more Habitz podcast.